Hello, this is Bear Claw, and we're going to be doing a video on the weapons of the Mountain Man. Some of the weapons of the Mountain Man were very unique, and one of the main weapons he had was his knife. Was the most important weapon. And but we're not going to do about knives today. We're going to be doing firearms. So let's start off with the very first weapon the Mountain Man would have carried into the mountains. 62 caliber or 20 gauge trade gun. This is a smoothbore gun right here, and it has the flintlock ignition on this. And these guns were pretty hardy guns. They started their fires with these guns. Sometimes they used this as a flint and steel. Very hardy. This was the Northwest trade gun. On the other side has the Dragon, as you can see. Turn around this way. And these were full stock guns. They're about this tall. This would have been the first firearm the Mountain Man had. Now, most of them didn't have pistols, so if they needed a pistol type of gun, the shorter barrel, they usually cut it off about right here. A lot of those were called canoe guns. Now, the pistols that they had, the first pistols they had out there were smoothbore. And they were easy to come by because nobody wanted them anymore. And that's what this is. This is a 69 caliber flintlock pistol, flintlock ignition, smoothbore. Most of the Mountain Men didn't have a bullet mold to make the ball for this gun, which was very interesting. According to my research, they used blanket material to take up the rest of the room, and they would stuff it down in there. They would use anything they could put down inside the barrel. Usually they put, if they had a trade gun, they put the same size ball down this one. Then if they got a little more money, they would buy a rifle. And this is a 50 caliber rifle. Most of the Mountain Men had 45 caliber rifles. Some of them even had squirrel rifles, which were 32 caliber. Flintlock ignition again, right there. And these were usually pretty fancy, brass patch box. But the ones that didn't have them on there were called poor boy guns. And they were long, but they were very accurate. During the Civil War, the Mountain Men that participated in the Civil War were usually used as snipers, and they used these guns. Very accurate. Then Hawken Brothers came along and came out with the Plainsman rifle. That's what that is right there. This is a French walnut stock on here. Percussion cap goes on there. Double set triggers. This was like the modern gun for that age, 1840s. And they were still pretty tall, okay, but not as tall as the other ones. And they came in 54 caliber too. This was a very good gun for the plains. And the Plainsman pistol, which is the companion to that, percussion cap gun, and then it's got the belt hook on the back. French walnut, 50 caliber, and that was the companion to that one. And then, if you had a little bit of money, usually purchase some kind of a derringer or something you can hide And this one's called the Snake Eye Pistol. As you can see, it's got the double hammers there. And you can go 1, 2. You can see that. And it takes percussion caps. And it's like a .32 caliber. And those 2 extra shots up close could meant your life, you know. And then these weapons had to have a way for them to go boom, and that was black powder. And they carried them in these horns here. And they usually had a powder measure with the horn, and you put the powder in there, poured it down the barrel. And then, of course, you had to have your possibles pouch, and it was called possibles pouch because you put all things possible that you needed for the mountains. And a lot of them had their own patch knives built right into them for cutting their patches. This is just a short video on the weapons of the mountain men. And we'll be showing part 2. And part 2 is going to be about knives, tomahawks, and other types of weapons. See you soon. Keep your powder dry. This is the Bear Claw.